Hello, welcome to the Danny Bauer Power Hour. It's my birthday today. I'm gonna play some music and then talk about why I'm so mad at what's going on right now. And I think my anger is justified. Let's start with some fun music. I don't think there's anyone here, but that's okay. I moved to YouTube from Facebook because I came to the conclusion that the things I want to talk about, there are people on my Facebook that don't want to hear, and that's okay. The message isn't for them. It's only for the people who are interested in hearing this. And the goal of these streams are to play music, have fun, and talk about stuff that I think is like life advice, I guess, and self-help, and kind of in that whole category. Yeah, and right now we're in the middle of a fake pandemic, and it's really pissing me off. And I just can't believe people are so willing to bend over and just give up their rights because the TV says that there's a really bad illness. And yeah, I've had enough. So Owen Benjamin's fans call themselves the Unbearables, and basically he was explaining the other day that when the world we're living in gets unbearable, people have to stand out. And I have kept my mouth shut about things that have bothered me for a long time because I'm like a fun, laid-back guy. People know I'm funny, and I'm easy to be around and easy to talk to, and things I would kind of just try to keep the fun going, and sometimes I'd bring stuff up and people would get mad, and but this has crossed the line. I think this fucking pandemic thing, I'm just like fed up with it, honestly. It's like, even if there is this really super serious disease, virus, whatever, that's like gonna kill everyone, you don't have the right to tell me I can't do what I want to do. I want to live my life. I will be the judge of if I'm in danger. And if I die because I misjudge that, that's on me. You don't get to get rid of my freedom in the name of my safety. It's insane. Yeah, and I'm really upset, and I'm upset at how hard people are cucking to this, and they're saying, well, it's better to be safe than sorry. It's like, well, most of you are really sorry right now that you have no work. And it's just such a genius plan from the people who want slaves, because make everybody sit inside, nobody works, then you go, hey, we'll give everybody free money. And yeah, that's how you make a slave. It's genius on their part, and I can see it, and I know it sounds crazy, I get it. And if you can't see it, please don't just get mad at me and tell me I'm crazy and tell me that I am going to make things worse because we all need to be really serious about this virus. Dude, I don't know. Maybe we do. But when everyone is running in one direction, like, when is everyone in the world right about something? Usually large groups of people, crowds are insane. They're usually not correct. And my thoughts is when all of Facebook is saying something, usually the opposite seems to be true. Yeah, and this coronavirus thing, it's like everybody's like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. I don't know anyone who has it. I don't know anyone who knows anyone who has it. I know someone who knows somebody who works with somebody who allegedly has it. So 3 degrees away. I don't even know this guy really. I don't think he really knows. It's just like this giant stupid game of telephone where everybody's like now excited to like go lock themselves in their house and binge Netflix all day and be Brave New World losers. Yeah, it's driving me crazy, and I don't have like a business to keep open or anything, because I would if I had a storefront, I would keep my storefront open, and I don't care what the cops would say or anything. I would just keep it open. And I would not care if more than 100 people showed up. I would gladly let that happen. Because those 100 people know the risk. They know the alleged risk. The risk you're claiming, they've seen it. Trust me. We've all seen it. If they decide to go in a room with more than 100 people, that's their prerogative. You can quarantine if you want, but I don't care. Like, I'm done. I just don't want the government controlling how we live our lives. And I'm seeing this stuff, they're trying to pass these bills to look at all messaging on Facebook, be able to spy on all that. Not that they probably didn't already, but they're just getting it into the law so that they can they're less liable if people find, once people all kind of realize that, it's like, oh, well, it's in the law. Trying to pass this like universal basic income, $1,000 a month to everyone thing, I think it's a giant trap. And I understand people are going to be mad about this, and people are not going to respond well, and people might want me to lose my gigs and stuff, but this is what I believe is true. And I think it's my duty to say the truth no matter what the cost is. And yeah, I'm going to play another song. It says there's one person here. If you want to say hey, I would appreciate that. I'm going to play something. I'm going to play the song I wrote. It's called Don't Fear the Boogeyman. And I think it's about, I think our phones are full of boogeymans. And this new one's the biggest one yet. Broken people from broken homes, tethered to the apps on their smartphones. What could be the reason for this? Lost souls that hate their mom and dad, that wish that they weren't born and think everything is bad. What could be the reason for this? Is this the way it was meant to be? Or is this the result of a broken society? Don't believe the boogeyman. You know the one, you see him on your screen. He fills your head with lies and propagates your mind with scenes from a bad dream. Don't believe the boogeyman. Once you try, you will see that he's insane and a drain on your happiness, and then you won't miss the demons inside of your brain. The beast, he feeds off of pain and fear and doubt, and your cries of despair and your hopeless screams and shouts. Oh, the crazy things this monster wants you to believe. We're 12 years away from the end of days. Oh, and by the way, it's all your fault, they say. All he knows is to deceive. But there's a way out. Let me tell you. Don't believe the lies that comprise the false narratives that they put in front of your eyes. Don't believe the boogeyman. You know the one, you see him on your screen. He fills your head with lies and propagates your mind with scenes from a bad dream. Don't believe the boogeyman. Once you try, you will see that he's insane and a drain on your happiness, and then you won't miss the demons inside of your brain. All they want is for you to take a knee and to compromise your morality. All they want is for you to take a knee and to compromise your morality. All they want is for you to take a knee and to compromise your morality. Yeah! Don't believe the boogeyman. You know the one, you see him on your screen. He fills your head with lies and propagates your mind with scenes from a bad dream. Don't believe the boogeyman. Once you try, you will see that he's insane and a drain on your happiness, and then you won't miss the demons inside of your brain. Once you try, you will realize he's insane. All this stuff I see on our screens is insane. It's like, but I need to look at my phone to know the news. What news? The news about what liars in buildings 1,000 miles away are doing? It doesn't matter what they're doing. What matters is what you're doing right now. I'm very fired up. It's my birthday. Birthdays are supposed to be fun days, but you know, today is the first day of like worldwide lockdown, and everybody's like so okay with it. And for no reason, because their phones told them that they should be, and I don't buy it. I don't think this is right. So I will say, here's a story. I was I was really mad earlier. I was kind of trying to practice. Was not very focused. I knew I wanted to do a live stream, but I was just like really upset, and I decided to go for a run. So I put on my workout clothes and my running shoes. My friend's mom always laughs when I call them running shoes. And I ran, and I just saw all these people outside, and I just like wanted to be like, it's not real, and just like shout out to people that they don't have to listen to their phones. And I ran around a little bit. I hope I went a mile. I didn't measure. I was just in that. I think last time I got into a running phase, I started the same way where I just ran. I didn't worry about how far I was going. I just went for a while. As an aside, that's a really good way to start something. Sometimes people think, like, oh, I want to play piano. I got to play like a couple hours a day. It's like, no, just touch the piano every day. And get comfortable with just the habit of touching the piano. Right now I'm getting comfortable with the habit of going and running. Regardless, I saw this black guy walk into his car, and I think a lot of white people are like, really, they cuck really hard, and you can say stuff to black people about this type of stuff, and usually they'll actually listen to you more. One of my best buds, Steve, back in Columbus, we would talk about all sorts of stuff, and he was always down to question things, because they get not trusting authority, because authority is pretty bad to them a lot of the time. But I saw this dude and I was like, hey, do you think it's real? He's like, what's real? I was like, this thing, this virus. He's like, seems pretty real to me. I was like, well, yeah. He's like, at least the effects are real. I was like, well, yeah, no doubt, but I don't know if the thing itself is real. Do you know anyone that's sick? And he was like, no. I was like, do you know anyone that knows anyone that's sick? It's like, I don't think so. I was like, dude, I don't think it's real. And he was like getting in his car and he kind of started laughing, and I just saw this like relief go over his face. It's like, maybe it's not real. Look, maybe it's real and I'm an asshole. That's fine. But I would rather take my chances that way than the other way. I don't like these people. I don't like these people. I don't like that these people are deciding that we all need to just stay inside and everybody needs to bend to the will. It's so totalitarian if you think about it. Everyone has to stay inside. Everyone should not behave in a certain way. You guys hate it when the notion of like a right-winger person saying everyone has to go to church. Well, this isn't the same thing. Yeah, you're right, this isn't the same thing. This is way worse than that. Saying no one's allowed to go outside, businesses aren't allowed to be open, people are out of work to the nth degree. People who are scared do stupid things, and we're at a point right now where people are definitely scared, and they're going to agree to bullcrap. And I don't know what to do except this, I guess. And I want to be funny and silly and upbeat, but this one's pretty intense. When it seems like everybody's running off a cliff, sometimes the only thing you can do is scream and shout and try to get them to at least slow down. And if this gets even one person to not be scared of this virus and this panic and to understand you can always say no. If somebody's trying to get you to do something you don't want to do, I just, if they start trying to put in curfews or blocking off spaces or telling you can't do X, Y, or Z, or trying to hold you because you're part of a group that might have the virus, just say no. It's people don't understand how powerful they are. There's so much to talk about. There's this whole push to get people to think like humans are like a plague on the planet and we've ruined everything. Whoa, we should kill 4 billion people because we're ruining the environment. And then people feel guilty and like they are less than what they are. But humans matter more than anything else. And if somebody, you also as an individual, you have so much power. Your words have so much power. Your faith has so much power. And if people are afraid of authority and they bend the knee because they don't want to get thrown in jail or have their job taken away or any of these material things, you are a weak person. Now, I'm sorry if that's offensive to you, and if you're my friend, because I know I have friends who disagree with me on this, know that I love you. I'm saying this out of love. And if you really think I'm wrong, explain to me why I'm wrong. Don't just get mad. But I've looked into this a whole lot, and it just, this whole thing stinks. Nobody knows anyone who's sick. When your phone, just really consider this, when your phone everything on your phone, like your phone is a mind control device. Know what I'm saying? Literally, think about the fact that they use these to make everyone talk about the same thing. Trump-Russia collusion, Trump-Russia collusion, Trump-Russia collusion. You know, the debates, you can't just like not know the debates are happening. Like or like, you know, a fight between Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ted Cruz. Your phone like forces you to know about these things. And like, it's an element of mind control. Like they want us all to be talking about the same thing, and not even talking our own thoughts, but just parroting what people tell us to think. And this coronavirus thing, when this popped up back in January, it was funny. My someone very close to me who is like a real world person, and then they have a real job with real coworkers and a schedule and all sorts of stuff. This person, who I'll keep anonymous, called me. I was living on a boat at the time, so I was lucky to be unplugged from some of this stuff, but I'd kind of seen a little bit of this thing going around, and this person said, I think this thing is really suspicious, and they did some research into it, and they're like, yeah, I think this is going to be a bogus thing they try and blow up in a couple weeks. Sure enough, a couple weeks later, it's everywhere, just on our phones though. It's nowhere in real life. I saw this picture of like this CNN interview where they interviewed a guy who was on a plane with a guy who allegedly had the coronavirus. And it's like, why couldn't they just get the guy with the virus? I saw this video of this girl in Australia, or it was an article, and she's like, yeah, I had the virus and I was fine. It was like the sniffles. And I think people are like, we're being trained to not trust our neighbors and our family, but we're trusting these gigantic corporations that are mind control corporations. And I just like am trying to, I feel like I'm screaming, wake up into the void. And I'm at the point where I don't care if this act literally kills me, because I need this to get to people, because I think what could happen if I keep my mouth shut could be way worse. I feel like I see a writing on the wall that some other people don't see. And I understand that makes me sound crazy, but I don't care, because I feel like this message needs to get out. I wrote lyrics to the song. I did this on Facebook the other day, but I'm switching this to YouTube because I know there's people on Facebook. I guess in an attempt to maybe keep some regular work going, I'm going to keep these streams on YouTube so that regular people who are just going to spiral and get mad about this don't have to see it, and the people who are curious are going to come find this, and hopefully I can be helpful to them. But I wrote these lyrics. Oh, is this the wrong notebook? Oh no, I think this is the wrong notebook. But this is what happens when you aren't prepared. This is the wrong notebook. But I won't sing my fake lyrics, but there's a song called The Nearness of You. It's a beautiful, beautiful jazz ballad. And the lyrics are all about how when you have your love, the most important thing is to touch them. And I think this whole don't touch each other social distancing thing is like really crucial in the plans of the elite class to turn us into slaves. So I'm going to sing the song, and listen to how beautiful this is. I know my voice is not that beautiful, but I'd like to think my piano playing is, and the lyrics of the song stand on their own. It's not the pale moon that excites me, that thrills and delights me. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. It isn't your sweet conversation that makes this sensation. Oh no. to me. All my wildest dreams, oh, they all come true. I need no soft light to enchant me. If you'd only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight, and to feel in the night oh, the nearness of you. When I'm in your arms and I feel you so close to me, all my wildest dreams, oh, they all come true. I need no soft light to enchant me. If you only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight, and to feel in the night oh, the nearness of you. So I think that's one of the most beautiful songs ever written. And the lyrics, it's not the pale moon that excites me, or thrills and delights me. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. And if you look at Facebook right now, it doesn't want us to do that. It wants us to be far away from each other. I need no soft light to enchant me, if you'll only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight, and to feel in the night the nearness of you. Facebook doesn't want us to do that right now. Don't you see, does that make sense? Can you see that? Like, there I said like. I think I probably said like a lot already, but that was the first one I noticed. I'm trying to not say that and not be a little bitch. Facebook tells us what it wants us to do. It's such a mind control device. And when people go outside, they talk to other people and they see what the popular opinion is by interacting with people, and all these thousands of micro gestures matter. All this stuff about just how your eyes flicker, or your body language, or your posture, or how you shake each other's hands, how you hug each other. All that stuff adds it together, and all of that is totally gone away on Facebook. It's sterilized. It's just the text, and you can paint it in your mind with the grossest or the nicest of intentions based on how much you think you agree with what you're seeing. I've done it myself, and I know you've done it. We all do it. And I think touching each other is really important for building trust. I mean that sincerely. And everybody hates big pharma, right? Everybody hates large corporations that have to deal with health. Except all of a sudden, the CDC and the WHO, which are the biggest pharmaceutical organizations, essentially, and people are like taking them as gospel now. It's like, how about you read the actual gospel instead of what these people who you can't even name, you don't even know who's in charge of these organizations. You haven't read their mission statements. You haven't read anything about them. You've just seen articles like, well, the WHO says this, and they're the World Health Organization. Why would they lie? You read 1984? Those organizations, big organizations, are built on lies. I'm all over the place, but I just feel like I need to say a bunch of stuff. I've been more confident to just speak my mind on these things. But when I was on Facebook, I knew there were going to be people who was going to be coming in front of who didn't want to see it. Here, if you don't want to see it, you can just leave. I mean, you could just leave on Facebook too, but we're a little smaller right now, and it's a little easier to cater it to what you want. Yeah, I'm just shocked and baffled that so many men would be so willing to cuck for a virus that they don't know anything about. I understand women being scared because that's part of their instinct. But it's up to men to say, no, we're not going to let them tell us what the definition of safety is. We're going to decide that for ourselves. It's like the most important thing you can do. Okay, time for more music. It says there's one person here. If you would like to say something, even if it's you're full of shit, like just put something in the chat so I know there's actually one person here, or YouTube's not just being nice to me. Also, now there's no one here. They couldn't even tell me I was full of shit. Okay, no one's here. I'm just going to jam on a tune. Maybe someone will show up. Maybe someone will watch this later. Or maybe this will get lost on the internet forever. I always tell people this is my favorite tune. Something like that. I love that song. It's so fun. It's so quirky and out of the box, and harmony is very interesting. Music is like this thing. Music is like this thing. Wow, Danny, you are so eloquent. Wow, Danny, you are so eloquent. Oh no, I'm coughing a little bit. I must have the coronavirus. Yeah, music is, it's funny to me how many musicians are atheistic, materialistic, because music is so clearly this thing that reaches beyond. Even just then, towards the end of that, I felt this sereneness. And there might be two people watching, and I kind of felt a sereneness coming from you guys too, if you're even there. But it can literally change the whole feeling of a room, and it's just sound. It just wiggles through the air. When I was an atheist, I thought I was so smart, like being above the idea of believing in God. Like, wow, you really think there's a fairy in the sky telling you how your life is supposed to be? And now at the other end, it's the, what's up, Tista? It's the people who aren't believing in God, who it's such a shallow worldview. And we're just here like for 80 years and we're a plague on the earth, and your goal should just be to get money and sex and power. And it's so much more like, with a Christian worldview, it's so much more beautiful than that, and your time here is so much more meaningful, and the tests and challenges you face are so much greater and more impactful. You know, C.S. Lewis's book, Mere Christianity, I recommend that to anyone willing to think. There's a couple things in that book that really opened up my eyes, and one of which was the notion that we are eternal beings. And it doesn't matter if this is true or not, just go with me on this thought experiment. Well, go with Mr. Lewis on this thought experiment, but basically the idea is, most people think you live 80, 90 years and then you die and then you're done, you don't exist anymore. But imagine you live for eternity, or we'll say 100,000 years. So let's say when you're 20, you're a grumpy kind of guy, and then over the next 60 years you don't work on it and your grumpiness just multiplies, and when you die at 80, you die a really grumpy guy. Well, then you're dead and you're done and your grumpiness goes away. But what if you live forever? What if what we do here can compound forever? And at 20, you're a grumpy guy, and while you're on Earth, you don't check it. You don't try to fix it, try to get that in line, and then in 100,000 years, you're this being that's living and is just the embodiment of grumpiness. Like, you don't want that. There's like again, gotta work on that. You don't want that, and if there's a metaphysical realm that you can impact, you don't want to bring eternal grumpiness to it. And I think God is not going to be happy with you if he's just, yeah, I'm so happy there's someone here who said, yeah, my first comment on a stream on YouTube. What do you guys think? Does that make sense? Also, if you want to hear a song, if I know it, I will play it. But I'm kind of just riffing right now. I had a few things I want to talk about, but I was mostly just upset about this lockdown that I think is unwarranted, and I just needed to yell into the void a little bit, and I feel a lot better. Yeah, and I'm wearing my fun shirt. So I'm just going to play another song and maybe say some more thoughts, or if anybody wants me to play something or talk about something, I'm more than happy to go for it. So here we go. I'm going to play, I think I know these lyrics. This is something I just wrote, or I'm not quite done with it yet, but this is called Fear is the Virus. It seems like every day there's another threat. Terror and trauma on the front page of the internet. Sound the alarm, ring it every day. Contagion spreads, and it's coming your way. Fear is the virus, and it's drawing me they've engineered. What better way to take away your rights? Make up a disease and fill your head with fright. Don't buy the fear. Fear is the virus. Now they are saying that we have to stay inside, taking our freedoms right in front of our eyes. The monster laughs as we concede and feel the panic on our news feed. Fear is the virus, and it's drawing near. Don't buy the madness that they've engineered. What better way to take away your rights? Make up a disease and fill your head with fright. Don't buy the fear. Fear is the virus. Tista says to play my favorite song. Well, I played that song Monk Stream 10 or 15 minutes ago. I always say that's my favorite song, but I have a lot of favorite songs. That one I just wrote, that was the Fear is the Virus. I think it's really important for people to realize that there's nothing to fear. There's nothing man can do to you that can make you, that you should be scared of. If this virus is real, if it's what they say it is still is nothing to be scared of. Don't grovel in your home. Don't watch Netflix and binge on potato chips. Like, go out in the world and face this thing and go. There's people dying because of this, not because of the disease, but because they're losing work. And it's just like, I just wish people would see that. And that's why I'm here. Maybe against my better judgment. So thanks for listening to the song. I'm going to play another song. I'm going to play another song I wrote. I'm going to play an instrumental song. This is a song I wrote. This is on Spotify under the band Safety Squad. It's called Get To It. Alright, so that was Get To It. That's on Spotify and stuff under Safety Squad, which is my jazz fusion project. Yeah, I'm going to start to wrap things up here. I want to get to an hour, so I'm almost there. But remember, I think the thing I keep thinking that I need to say is no, you can say no. No, you can say no. No, you can say no. If somebody wants you to be in a situation that compromises you morally, that makes you want to bend the knee, you can say no. They're not going to shoot you. Even if they have a gun, they're not going to shoot you. If you have conviction, if you know you have dignity as a human being through God, you can say no. And you don't have to comply to whatever madness they're trying to make you comply to. And if you die, it's better. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. If you die, it's better to die for something, for your morals, than to grovel and become a slave because you're too scared to stand up for what you believe in. And right now, this is my way of trying to stand up and say, the government doesn't get to tell us everything shuts down. They don't get to do that. And I don't care if that makes you mad, because, well, what about the safety of people? It's like, I'm trying to protect people right here. I'm trying to protect freedom, which is way more important. And we get to decide what level of safety we are willing, or what level of danger we're willing to put ourselves through. And the fact that they are trying to make that decision for us is abhorrent. And I refuse to just sit in my house and let that happen. If I'm going to sit in my house, I'm going to at least get on the internet and try and get some people in my circle to see what I'm talking about. You know, I think there's all these people with these hot political takes and stuff, and these political junkies, and it's like, to me, it's just a big facade. It's like there's clearly people in power, there's clearly people who make decisions for the rest of us, but the people on your screens that are vying for votes and attention and money, they're just, what makes you think they're not just puppets? What makes you think that they're actually, like, why would you think your vote matters? I don't know how to put that all together. It's like so much, and the lack of human feedback is intense, and it makes it hard to talk about this stuff. This is hard to talk about to people in real life, and then just talking to a camera is really intense. But that's pretty much what I want to talk about. I'm gonna play one more song just to get us to an hour. If anybody has any questions or comments and they want to leave them for me, thank you for. It seems like I think it's Tista and somebody else have been here for like 20 or 30 minutes, which is really cool. Glad I could keep your attention that long. I am an entertainer. I promise I'm funny a lot of the time too, but I've been pretty upset, so I just had to get this out. So, time to be crazy. Jazz, 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 jazz. I wrote this song recently called My Girlfriend in Dubai. It's not exactly funny, but it's cute. She lives in Dubai, and it makes me wanna cry, 'cause I can't afford to fly on a plane up in the sky, and I don't know where or when, or if I'll ever see her again. You know I miss those pretty eyes of my girlfriend in Dubai. She's a queen living in the desert. I'm a poor boy in a small apartment. She rides a camel and searches for lost treasure. I play local gigs and struggle to make my rent. I got the feels when she came to visit. I just hope they're real because she was so exquisite. But she's so far away, and it makes me sigh, 'cause she lives in Dubai, and it makes me wanna cry, 'cause I can't afford to fly on a plane up in the sky, and I don't know where or when, or if I'll ever see her again. You know I miss those pretty eyes of my girlfriend in Dubai. She's got a butler, a palace, and a genie, a bright blue sky and some beautiful scenery. All I've got in my dingy little place is a keyboard and a guitar and barely enough space. She's got a tiger that keeps her safe at night, a gilded balcony glowing in the moonlight. All this to say, I just await the day when I can hold her in my arms. I wanna take her on a magic carpet, right over the desert and across the standing stars in the sky. A magic journey over land and sea. Her dark brown hair blowing in the breeze, her laugh and smile that just bring me to my knees. Oh, I can see it in my dreams. Too bad she lives in Dubai, and it makes me wanna cry, 'cause I can't afford to fly on a plane up in the sky, and I don't know where or when, or if I'll ever see her again. You know I miss those pretty eyes of my girlfriend in Dubai, and I promise that she's real. All right, thank you all for tuning in. This has been the first YouTube Danny Bauer Power Hour. That's not totally true. I did some a while ago. This hits that mix of funny and sad that's just right. Perfect. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I started writing. I've been writing music for a long, long time, and recently I got really into writing lyrics, which I was just writing instrumental music for most of my life, and a couple of the songs have been funny. Most of them have been really intense, I think just because the times are weird right now, and I've had a lot on my mind that I haven't gotten out, but I do like writing funny songs. Actually, yeah, about a year ago I was filming videos with a friend. We were doing a bunch of goofy, funny songs. So I'm glad you like that one. I think it's fun. It's quirky, and I want to get it recorded for real. But yeah, today I was thinking about turning off my phone for like a week, and I still might do that. I still might turn off my phone, and I might way restrict my internet time, but I am planning on live streaming again on YouTube tomorrow. So those of you who are here right now, if you enjoy this and you want to see me do more of this, please subscribe, like the video, and comment on the video, because if you like and comment, it might show up for other people, and then we can get a community going here. But subscribe to the channel so you can know when I'm doing this again. And since we're not allowed to leave our houses, allegedly, I'm going to leave my house right after this, by the way. I'm going to go over to a friend's house, and I don't care if that makes you mad. But I am going to do this more, and I'm going to do this here, and I hope you can join me for the next one. So thank you so much. God bless. Drink water. Stay safe. Remember, you can always say no. Goodbye.